Nearly 65 years ago, our nation was attacked by the threatening revolutionary movement known as communism. Communism would go on to shape several countries near and far from the U.S., nonetheless affecting people, communities, and governments across the globe. As countries fell to communism, the U.S. became more and more aware and informed, taking a vital position against communism, putting up their guards to any communist action, and declaring themselves independent of the socialist crusade. This propaganda would first and foremost gain its prominence as the most legendary and notable American stance against communism, also known as the Red Scare.
Tears on the mausoleum floor, blood stains the Coliseum doors, lies on the lips of a priest, Thanksgiving disguised as a feast, rolling in the Rolls Royce Caniche, only the doctors got this, I'm hiding from police. Cocaine seats.
The Red Scare was a time in America's history when communism overtook America. Today we're talking to Jane Lemmer, who survived the Red Scare. Here are her thoughts on it.
Where am I supposed to look?
Look at me, okay?
All right, I got you. Let's go communism! Woo woo! Communism! Woo woo woo!
All right. What was it like living in this era? With all the propaganda against communism. Was it frightening?
I mean, I don't really remember anything. I was only 5 or 6. But communism, people were scared. They were really scared. And that McCarthy guy, what was his name?
Joe?
Joe, yeah. I remember my parents reading the newspaper and there would be headlines of all the communists he rooted out of the government. 205 or something like that, right?
Yeah, now, speaking of McCarthy, what was his impact on the Red Scare? How did he influence it?
Right off the bat, he came off as very anti-communist, and people wanted a leader, someone who was against all of this. Someone who had a passion like he did. His list, even though it wasn't true, it showed that he wanted communists out despite what they really were. He gave the propaganda its lift. He gave the American people something to fear and something to fight against.
Why do you think that the second Red Scare was as notable as it was?
Oh, there was a first? This isn't the first one? Wow, that's fascinating. The impact was huge. People were becoming more active in the government, communism, Stalin, Khrushchev, all those guys, They caused this panic. And then Mr. Nixon came along and, well, he calmed down people. He reformed the public to hate communists. I think there was even an anti-communist song. What was it called? Get That Communist Joe by the Cavaliers. Yes, you have one of those mobile phones, don't you? You can just play it for us.
One of those heavy spenders, get that communist Joe.
Thank you for joining us tonight. The pleasure was all mine.
Wait, where are you?
I'm gonna go.
No, where
no,
are you going?
Stop!
Wait, no!
Stop! Oh, hey! Word on the street is that someone's a communist in this neighborhood. Your boyfriend looks like Joseph Stalin.
Mom, go move to the Soviet Union.
Are you from the Soviet Union?
Mom, is Marilyn Monroe part of the Hollywood 10?
I wish we had mobile phones so we could talk to each other outside our house. That is not a communist idea.
Oh my God, shut up, Mom, you sound like Elder Hiss.
No, I'm not accusing you. Calm down. I hope the Nazis get her. I don't care if she's not Jewish. Are you a Nazi?
Are you a Nazi?
Wait, World War II is over?
If I dropped an atomic bomb on you, then will you shut up?
Are you American?
Are you American?
What's our president's name? That's so last year, like the Great Depression, right?
Mom, stop trying to take over my life. I'll report you as a communist.
At least my mom's not German. No, this is not a test. What do you mean you think I'm a communist?
Are you related to Karl Marx?
I bet your mom's a Democrat, isn't she?
Mom, you're a Democrat, aren't you?
You're not a Republican, then you're a communist. Haters gonna hate.
After passing information on the atomic bomb to the Soviet Union, Julius and Ethel Rosenberg became known as the first people to be executed for committing espionage in the history of the U.S.
The Hollywood 10 was a group of people accused or suspected of communism. This blacklist put these writers and actors out of work and forced them to be publicly humiliated for something that may not have been generally true at all. Alger Hiss was an American lawyer and government official accused of being a Soviet spy. He was sentenced to 5 years in prison and after serving 3.5 was set free and maintained his innocence until his death.
Joseph McCarthy, founder of McCarthyism, was an avid promoter of anti-communism and revolutionized the way people thought about communism. His tactics were poor more often than not untrue, but nonetheless he succeeded in putting people out of work.
Richard Nixon was a strong anti-communist right from the start. He was also a primary reason why Alger Hiss was found guilty, due to the evidence he had of negatives he displayed to the public.
Our nation faces no greater threat than it does today.
Mr. President, it seems like one of the files you found is missing. Are you for serial? I'm very serious, sir. Phyllis Thomas. Why did I say Phyllis Thomas? What the Did you throw it?
Wait, is it on?
Recording.
Wait, does it take pictures throughout the video?
God help me. No, leave that there. Can we dance? I hate you. Stop. Stop it. Stop. No. Yes, perfect. I'm pretty sure I'm the one who's supposed to do that. Is that better? Never forget. They bonded together to force out communism, which was called the Red Scare. I quit. Is it recording?
Be walking, I scare you.